over again, I would take these 6 steps to reach 100K quicker on LinkedIn. That's what I'm going to be unpacking for you today. And I'm hoping that it's going to inspire you to do something different so that you can propel yourself to move faster on LinkedIn as well. Okay, if you can hear me on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, do please give me a thumbs up or say hello to me. That would be fantastic to see you. I know that it takes a while for the comments to come through, but it would be great to see that you are here and with me. Now, here are the 6 steps. I'm just checking my notes because I don't want to miss anything. Number 1, I would grow my copywriting muscle. Number 2, I would get specific with my audience. Number 3, I'd give away my real value. Number 4, I'd reverse engineer my profits. Number 5, I would put in systems and structures. That one's key. And number 6, I would make a content strategy. Thank you, guys. That's brilliant. So if we've not met before, I am Jill Chitty, and because of the journey that I've been on with the different businesses that I've started from scratch and sold, I have a real mission and purpose to enable businesses to grow a meaningful impact whilst growing their business and enjoying their life. And I do it with a huge dose of reality and warmth. So if that's the sort of thing that you like, when you're connected with people, do jump over to LinkedIn and let's connect, and do say that you have seen me on my live, and I would be very happy to connect with you. Now, these are all real life lessons that for me, over the years, eventually have enabled me to grow my business. And I'm, and helping me reach that 6-figure and beyond. So I'm really hoping that for some of you, it's going to enable you to make some shifts in your business and do the same. If it does, please let me know. I always love to hear these results. So let's kick off, and good to see you guys. Thank you for jumping on. Number 1, copywriting. Okay, this is, when I started my business, and I'm guessing it could be the same for you as well. I kind of thought I would pitch up and say, here is what I'm going to do, and I've had some very different businesses that I've started and I've sold. Here's what I do, and people are going to buy. But what I quickly realized is, especially as the digital world has developed, it was just starting as I started my first business, and social media actually wasn't a thing. But that's how long I've been doing this, guys. And what I've realized is we communicate digitally through words. And I had no idea that I needed to be a copywriter. And it really, really held me back. I have a love for marketing. I learned that in the early stages, how to market my business. But I did the usual thing that I talked about, this is what you'll get, this is what we'll do together, join. And of course, when nobody did join, slowly, because I go the long route, guys, slowly the penny started to drop. And I realized that actually there was a particular way that people that were doing really well were promoting and selling their businesses. So I started to look at what they were doing, and it really resonated with me, so much so that I took little bits of their copy and I put it in mine. And of course, it didn't resonate with my clients. So I had to get really good at understanding the power of business. And got a business if you. Thirdly is, and I think I'm going to have to change from Restream from next week because my signal just always seems to drop. So apologies, guys. And thirdly, I needed to understand how that human behavior worked and write my copy accordingly. So one of the things that I say to my clients is, if you want to write great content, consume great content. That's a good starting point. You know, communicating through our content is very often the first instance that we are introduced to people. And if it's not relevant, if it's not engaging, all those things I talked about last week, if it's not really hitting people between the eyes or in the heart, then you're going to miss that opportunity. So over the years, I've done many copywriting courses, email courses, and of course, with email, that's where we and most businesses make their sales. That's where we convince people that to take a look at what we do and jump on that marketing journey and eventually make a sale. So my first thing that I would do differently is make copywriting a priority. I spend a lot of my week writing copy. It's hugely important to get that message out. And if I count the whole missed opportunity cost, it's probably millions. So get good at copy. And the next one, specificity, which isn't always easy to say, kind of goes hand in hand with that. I know when I first started talking and somebody said to me, who's your ideal client? And I just rolled my eyes and thought, oh, that old malarkey. But it wasn't until I invested in a really big investment for me at that time in my business with my first business coach. He was actually a sales coach. And she said to me, right, before next week, Jill, I want you to go away and write 200 things about your clients, their pain points or their desires, what they struggle with, what they love doing. And internally, I rolled my eyes. So I went away and did it. You know, I was sat there writing away 30 things, 40 things. I was thinking, do you know what? This is a doddle. I can do this. 60 things, super easy. And then that 60 to 100 things, it started to get a little harder. And I got to 100 and I thought, oh, I'm chuffed with myself that I've done this. This is really good. Jumped on the next coaching call and I said to my coach, I've done 100. And she said, it's not good enough, Jill. We're not going to continue our session until you've done it. Give me a call when you've done it and we'll continue our session. And I was like, oh, wow. Maybe this isn't the right coach for me. Anyway, I used that time to do the final 100, and it was tough. I had to dig really deep about what it is about my journey that I went on and I experienced. I had to dig deep into the memories of the conversations that I'd had with prospects that had never become clients. What was it about that conversation that didn't convert? I had to dig deep about the conversations that I had with clients. What were the things that always came up? What were the things that were pertinent to them? And actually, that 100, that final 100 of those 200 things were so specific to my clients that they became the resources to write my profile, to find themes of which to create content, to put in my emails. And that's what really started to make me relevant to people. And, you know, on LinkedIn, although quite a small number of people are creating content, there is still a lot of busyness on the homepage feed. So you have to stand out. So actually getting really specific. So like one specific client, one specific outcome that they want, one specific mode of doing it, one specific place of where they are on their journey with you. It's really clear that our prospects get a sense that we understand where they're at right now and that we can show them a clear path of where we're going to take them, how we're going to take them to get them to that transformation or that result. So specificity, it takes time. It's a bit of a ball ache, but boy, do you have some gold mine of resources there for everything that you need to do on LinkedIn. So we've looked at your copywriting skills, getting magical copywriting skills, and then being really specific with your audience and how you communicate your offer. If any of those two resonate, do put a yes, me, or number one or number two, because it's great. It's a great start that we can identify what these areas are that we need to focus on. Okay, so we've got 4 more to do. Number three. Number three is about giving your true value. Now, I've come from the era that people said, teach people the why, teach people the what, but leave the how and the now for your paid clients. And I used to do that. I used to say, you need to optimize your profile. So you need to make sure that it can get found by the right people, that LinkedIn knows what you're about, so it can also put you in search appearances, for example. And that was it. And it was kind of a bit of a dead end. And I got very little uptake on that. And nobody was experiencing me. Nobody was getting that touch point or that value from me. And let's be clear, you can go onto YouTube and find everything that you need to know about my industry, about your industry, about, I would say, 99.999% of anything. You can spend 6 months doing that and get brilliant at any expertise. But what people pay you for is to bring that expertise with insight and perspective into their business. That's the really key thing, to make sure that as an outsider, you can see in and they are going on that clear path of clarity. So what I do now, and another one of my mantras, is give away your best stuff, because nobody ever built a business giving away their sub best stuff or their worst stuff. Hey, and people don't join the dots. People need that help. They need your help to unpack that as well. So ever since I have started giving away a huge amount of value on a weekly basis, go and have a look at my activity. There's tons of stuff that you can access there on jillchitty.co, on LinkedIn, on Jill Chitty. We can correlate the number of clients and our revenue increase with giving away our best valued stuff. What it does also is it puts you in a very different place with your clients. So when you're giving people little mini wins, and it doesn't have to be everything. If I've got a ruler, it might be a half a centimetre or a centimetre of knowledge at some point along that ruler of value. But what it's doing is it's giving people a light bulb moment. It's giving people now I know what I need to do next moment. You're not necessarily giving all of it, but it puts you in a very different place in their brains. And, we get millions and millions. I read so many different stats on this, so I'm just going to say millions and millions of marketing messages that are assaulting our brains and our minds every single hour. And of course, the brain has to block a lot of those out. But if you're in the friend zone, if you're in that familiar zone, it will let you in. So people start to look forward to your content on LinkedIn. People start to stop scrolling because they recognize your face as someone who gives value. So think about the things that you can offer. And, instead of just doing the why and the what, think about a little area of the how and share a little area of the now. What next? What can you do with this next? So that was number 3. Number 4 is honestly the one that I probably dragged my heels with the most, and I really wished that I'd done it sooner. And that's reverse engineering your profits. And I kind of would, it was a bit like throwing spaghetti or paint at a wall and just hoping that something would land in terms of maybe I'll get some clients this week. I had no concrete number of what I needed. And you really need to know your metrics. So, like the traffic that you've got coming to your profile, in your network, the leads, the clients, the revenue, the great band, the cash collected, and of course the profit. That's everybody's friends. So, you've got to know the metrics that matter to you. So that you understand what you need in your business. And I came to realize quite quickly by doing these numbers that I was shooting too low. I definitely needed more money into my business as a single parent. So I knew that I needed 4 private clients every month, and that would keep the wolf from the doors, would stop me worrying, would mean I could just enjoy life and take the pressure off a little bit. Now, you also, in that metrics, need to understand your conversion rate. So that is how many leads that you get in and calls that you have that you convert into clients. Now, the standard conversion rate is about 20%. I'm probably thinking yours is higher. I know mine definitely is a lot higher. So if I wanted 4 clients every week, I need to times that number by 5. It's really, really simple. Times that number by 5, because that's the conversion rate. I'm going to convert a minimum of 1 in 5 people. So that means I need to speak to 20 real humans every week, every month. And that is just 5 people every week, which is nothing really. If you've got good at marketing, if you've got good at copywriting, if you're specific and relevant in who you're talking to, if you're giving that value away, that, Andy, you're quite right. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Some of those old principles are still true today. So you've really got to, be cognizant of what you want, what is potentially reality for you. Not, I don't go for these, hey, I want to get 1 million this month, because I just think it's unrealistic. And when I've done that, I've lost confidence. Go for what you realistically need in in finding those new leads, those new clients. And hey, on LinkedIn, the beautiful thing about that is you don't always need to be going out and finding and connecting with new people. There is some low-hanging fruit in your network that you have completely forgotten, that you connected with years ago, and who knows now that they might be ready for working with you and receiving the transformation that you offer in your unique way. So reverse engineer those profits, keep it real, let's just keep building our confidence, because hey, running a business is so up and down that it's really easy to get carried away with what these big gurus say. And I think it might have been right for them, but in my experience with the people that I work with, so I work with solopreneurs, but I also work with sort of SMEs, consulting, creating content of sort of 5 million above. And that brings me to my last one: systems and structures. And we've really got to grips with this year. And I probably could have written a 7-point list about taking on people before you're ready. So last year, I took on 2 Kickstarters. One of those became a permanent member of staff, and it has been a game changer. Yesterday, we're celebrating because I took on Hexton, a new member of staff, just yesterday, and we're starting to onboard him. But what having that extra member of staff has meant, because hey, if you're a solopreneur, you're doing it all yourself. And what I found is there isn't that time to step back and go, okay, how are we doing here? How can I improve these particular areas? What needs my attention next? So systems and structures really allow you to get back your time and to take control of your business. And I've always said, I'm a, I used to be an actress. I can be a bit of a lovey. And I've always said, darling, I'm a creative. I don't want to be bound by systems and structures because that will diminish my creativeness. But actually, do you know what? It set me free to be more creative. And we've broken down the running of the business into 6 simple areas so we can easily manage those areas. We've broken down our operations into systems, and I've broken down how I teach into systems. So when we work with people on LinkedIn, we are helping them adopt our systems into our LinkedIn marketing systems into their business and personalize it for them in their way. So that might mean that I will say to somebody, okay, you need to really be looking at your billboard system on LinkedIn. Here's a training for that. Go and have a look at that if you need any help. But usually everything's in there. That's what we can do. So it gives us back time. It helps us to get really, really organized. It's reusable content, a lot of it. And it's given me a lot more peace. It's given me a lot more joy. And I see too many small business owners who are wrangled by stress and worry and overwork and overwhelm. If you don't want that in your business, systems and structures have hands down given me the joy back of my business where I don't hit snooze, I jump out of bed. Now, finally, number 6 is a content strategy. I used to just think, Jill, just get something out there. Doesn't matter what it is, just get something out there. But if you want to continue to grow your business, and let's face it, most of us sit right in the middle of people that are doing what we're doing who've not been doing it as long, don't have the same muscle and experience and time and years in it as we do, but also some bigger people, some bigger companies that have scaled, and it's a competitive market. So we really need to get savvy. It's not good enough just to throw some content out there and hope that it lands. So now we create hero content. And that is content that sings beautifully about our business, that we can tweak and reuse so that it becomes evergreen content. And our hero content, we need to have hero content on multiple themes in our business. So I used to spend a whole day creating content for the week. It was, and actually into the evenings, my Mondays when I created content for Tuesday through to Monday were actually really long days and would drain me. Now I spend 2 hours doing that because we've got a system for it. So the system is we take one theme or one marketing pillar in the business and that we know our clients are struggling with or don't have complete clarity on, or that it will move them forward. So we take one theme in our business and we talk about it on LinkedIn. That's really powerful because it's simple for us. I do my research. I look at that area from all sorts of different angles. And what we know on LinkedIn is not everybody sees all of your posts. Mic drop. LinkedIn doesn't show everybody in your networking connection list your content. So we have to keep reaffirming who we are, what we can offer, how we approach things, what our value is, what our personality is. We have to keep doing that again and again and again. So we take this one theme, this one marketing pillar. We do our research, and from that one piece, which I find extremely enjoyable and enlightening and grows me anyway, we have content that's really relevant for the week. We have a freebie that we give away. We can do a live talk on that. We have emails that we can communicate with our clients, and with multiple posts that we can share. So having a content strategy where you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 times a week, you're looking at creating hero content that sings about what you do in a brilliant way, so that maybe in 6 months time you're repurposing more of your content because it works, and you're going to have new people in your network so they can see it, than you are spending time creating new stuff. And this weekly client system that we have, it just keeps working and working and working. So let me recap what we've been going through. The 6 things that I would do if I wanted to reach 100K from LinkedIn, from getting clients on LinkedIn and my LinkedIn marketing much quicker, are really growing my copywriting muscle. Specificity of my audience and my offer, getting really clear on that, particularly my copywriting. Giving away my best value so that people can experience it. And guys, if you want to tell me what's been the highlight for you and what you want to now after this talk, what you need to do next, pop that into the comments. So copywriting, specificity and audience, giving away my true value, really adding value, reverse engineering my profits, systems and structures, and creating a content strategy that we just keep rolling out again and again and again. So I hope this has been useful to you, and that you have been able to apply and go and do something. Always with the brain, if you can go and do something straight away while it's still alive in your brain and those synapses are firing, it's much better to do that. And if you want to see any of the free content that we offer on a free basis, come and connect with me on LinkedIn, and you will be able to access any of the stuff that we've done. If you found this of value, please do share with your network or your community. My love language is likes and shares, so I really, really appreciate it. And I won't see you next week because I'm taking a few days off with family, but see you the week before. And if there's anything that you would like me to speak about, drop me a line over on LinkedIn and I will be happy to oblige. So that's it from me, Jo Chitty. Tons of love to you, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.